Hey everyone, and a huge welcome to all you C1 entrepreneurship students tuning in to today's Explainer. I'm so thrilled to have you here because what we're covering today, well, it isn't just theory. It's actually the absolute foundational guide for that intensive 3-hour practice session on organizational self-presentation you're about to jump into. Whether you're pitching a startup, networking at some big conference, or interviewing for your absolute dream role, knowing exactly how to present yourself is, hands down, your most powerful asset. So, let's get you ready, shall we?
Now, tell me about yourself. The ultimate icebreaker. We've literally all been there, right? Your palms get super sweaty, your mind goes completely blank, and suddenly you're rambling on about your childhood pet. It's a total trigger for anxiety, just because it is so incredibly open-ended. But listen, I promise you, by the end of this explainer, you are going to have a bulletproof, highly professional solution to this exact question. You will never have to dread it again.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our exact roadmap for taking you from apprehension to total empowerment today. First up, the power of introductions. Then, what to say, the formula. Next, when to say it. Followed by mastering the call to action. And finally, delivery and confidence.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the power of introductions, more than just a hello.
So for aspiring entrepreneurs and high-level professionals like yourselves, an introduction is never just some polite greeting. It is a highly strategic tool. It's that pivotal moment where you frame your professional value and actually start building those crucial business relationships. You'll hear this called an elevator pitch all the time. I want you to imagine literally stepping into an elevator and bumping into the most influential investor or employer in your field. You only have the time it takes for those doors to open on the ground floor, maybe 30 to 60 seconds tops, to capture their attention, explain your value, and make them want to know more. That is exactly the energy we're bringing to this.
To establish the standard we're aiming for today, let's look at a quick comparison. The first item here, I love traveling and eating pizza. Well, that's fine for a casual party, but in a business context, it falls completely flat. The second item sets our C1 level standard. Hello, my name is, I am a junior majoring in. I am passionate about. See the difference? It's clean, it's relevant, and it seamlessly segues into professional information. That right there is our benchmark.
Moving right along to Section 2, what to say, building your message.
Now, instead of just handing you some robotic script to memorize, let's actually look at the structure, the science really, of a perfect pitch. A flawless introduction boils down to this super simple 3-step strategy. Step 1, summarize your professional standing right now. Basically, who are you? Step 2, elaborate on your experiences and achievements. What have you done that proves your value? And step 3, which honestly so many people miss, conclude with a lead-in to the next part of the conversation. You're telling them who you are, what you do, and what they need to know right at this very moment.
An incredibly effective way to logically structure all those thoughts is the PPF formula. Present, past, future. It goes like this. You start in the present. I'm a student at, or I'm a developer at. Then you transition to the past. Previously, I gained experience in. And finally, wrap it up with the future. I'm looking for an opportunity to. It's like a neat little package that creates a really logical, satisfying narrative arc for the listener.
And this brilliantly illustrates the specific building blocks you're going to be using in your 3-hour practice today. As you can see, an introduction is completely modular. You've got your greeting, your name and title, your background and responsibilities, your purpose for being there, and your closing. Once you understand these individual pieces, you can easily just mix and match them depending on who you're actually talking to.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, when to say it, adapting to the environment.
You know, true entrepreneurs are basically shapeshifters. You don't just have one rigid introduction, you have to adapt your pitch based entirely on the context and the audience standing right in front of you. Let's look at a job interview scenario from our sources. Notice how Riley handles this here. She doesn't just say, hey, I'm a recent graduate. No, she says, I have several original lesson plans I created during my teaching internship that I look forward to implementing. She successfully highlights a highly relevant past experience to prove right out of the gate that she is absolutely the best fit for this specific job.
Now, contrast that with a networking event. Here, Cherie Townsend isn't asking for a job. Instead, she says, we're developing some innovative marketing campaigns. I love chatting with residents around the area. She focuses heavily on engaging current projects and making local connections. It's collaborative, it's open, and it naturally invites conversation rather than just dryly listing off technical skills.
And finally, what about a written email pitch? In this write-up,
Kareem Ali takes a super direct, problem-solving approach. He notes that he's interested in boating, saw that the client's business lacks a streamlined sales system, and pivots right into pitching his new sales app. He adapted his introduction to immediately address the client's specific pain points. Brilliant, right?
All right, let's look at Section 4, Mastering the Call to Action, Sealing the Deal.
So, you've hooked them, you've laid out your value, but how on earth do you end it? Well, this is where you deploy the ultimate entrepreneurial weapon, the call to action. A professional introduction should never, ever just trail off into some awkward silence. It absolutely must purposely lead into the next phase of the relationship. Keep it short and lead directly into what you want next. Whether you're asking to set up a meeting, inviting them to participate in beta testing like Kareem did, or just asking a question to spark further conversation, you have to control that handoff.
And that brings us to our final stop, Section 5, How to Deliver with Confidence, Execution, and Practice. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it connects directly to what you're doing next. You have the formula, you have the context, so now we need to focus on your physical delivery and how you're going to utilize all this incredible information. Before you even open your mouth to practice today, I want you to look at the worksheet you have in front of you. Brainstorm. Identify your career goals. Outline the specific skills that'll help you realize those goals and figure out exactly how you can immediately benefit an organization. Because preparation, that is the absolute bedrock of confidence.
Keep this little mental checklist front and center as you move into your role plays today, and especially for your upcoming assignment. Make eye contact and smile. It instantly puts people at ease. Keep it concise, use appropriate language, skip the slang so your C1 English really shines. Practice it out loud so it feels totally natural. And of course, always be ready to adapt on the fly.
As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to take into your 3-hour practical lesson right now. Imagine the doors just closed. You have exactly 60 seconds in an elevator with your absolute dream employer. You know your present, you know your past, and you know your future. But when those doors open, what is your call to action? Think about it. Take that energy, apply this framework, and go crush those practice sessions. Good luck.